Good evening, friends. Welcome to this third episode of Neelam's special show. And the show is very special because we are going to talk about love, we are going to talk about spring. The month of February, or the Basant Ritu as we the Indians call it, comes with a lot of happiness, gaiety, and love. Today's meet is to celebrate the glee of romance, the love, and the happiness of the season. And it's a heartfelt pleasure that we have wonderful poets like Roopali ji, Steffi, Mala, Sudipta, and Shweta to celebrate it in this special episode of Neelam's special show, which happens to be the third in the series. तो बसंत ऋतु आप सबको मुबारक हो। और अब मैं पहचान कराना चाहूंगी हमारी आज की कवियत्रियों से बहुत ही कम शब्द में बताना चाहूंगी कि जहां रूपाली जी, स्टेफी, सुदीप्ता और श्वेता इंग्लिश में कविताएं पेश करेंगी, माला और मैं हिंदी में। 2 राउंड होंगे। पहले राउंड में हम प्रेम के बारे में कविताएं आपको सुनाएंगे और दूसरे राउंड में इस खूबसूरत वसंत के बारे में। So let me introduce the poets for the show. Dr. Roopali Sircar Gaur is a poet, author, consulting editor, and travel writer for a number of prestigious writing forums. Actually, she doesn't need an introduction, but it's the job of the host, so I'm doing it. She has edited 9 international poetry anthologies, including one on the armed forces. Welcome, Roopali ji.
Thank you so much, Neelam. And you're a very special person. And I keep seeing, all the special work that you do, the contribution that you're making to literature. And I feel very proud to be here today. And love, of course, is something that's so palpable and it comes across even in cyberspace, right? We all
Yes,
feel so
yes,
much love for each other. So,
yes.
am I to read my poem now?
No, no. Let me first
Okay.
introduce all the poets. So, moving on, Staffy Bhateja is an award winning poet, editor, and exhibited painter hailing from the city Beautiful. As a writer, she has taken part in numerous anthologies under various publishing houses and magazines like Glow Mag, Setu, and so on. And she has solely edited an anthology titled Catharsis. Welcome, Steffi.
Thanks for the lovely introduction, ma'am. It's an honor to be on the show.
Our pleasure too.
Yes.
So, moving on, Mala Aggarwal, or Madhvi as she calls herself, is a journalist. Her first poetry book in Hindi was released last year in June. Congratulations, Mala, and welcome.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Moving on, Sudipta Mishra is a multifaceted artist and dancer. Wow. She has weaved more than 100 books as a co author. She has penned down 6 books to her credit so far. Congratulations, Sudipta, and welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my privilege.
And Shweta Khanna is an educator by profession and a writer by passion. She's a bilingual writer who has been a part of various anthologies along with her own poetry collection in the name of Being a Woman. Welcome.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you for providing us this platform. Thank you.
Now I'm
So,
going to introduce.
yes, yes, please.
Now I'm going to introduce our lovely Neelam ma'am. She is author of 73 books of English and Hindi. She has won so many international and national awards, and she is Limca Book of Record holder. Welcome, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. And it is a pleasure to have you all on this special show and in this special meet. So, you know, we'll start with something very interesting and we'll go on to make it interesting only. So far, I've read all the serious poems by Rupali ji, but her face had something. It always said that she's a very jolly person, and I knew that she must be writing something to make us all laugh. Artificial intelligence, chat GPT. Hmm. If I say more, I reveal. So, stopping here, I request you to render your poem about the affair you had. Rupali ji?
Okay, thank you so much, Neelam. In fact, the conventional love affairs have all vanished, and now there are new kinds of love affairs happening all around us. And one day I thought that I really must write a poem that is very modern. It just came from my heart. It's called Cloud Nine, a cyber affair. So, this is a love poem which is on the internet. I fell in love with someone I had never met. We talked on the internet. What's up? He texted me, and I breathlessly said, Hi. I let go of my haunting past. The cyber sky was so vast. Ah, I had found peace at last. Each day, a tiny red heart sang. A hugging bear and a heart bell rang. You are my muse, my amazing woman, the message tapped. Where were you hiding all these years? The caressing words asked in wonder. Hiding in secret spaces, I said. The messages sneaked in and out, furtive and bold at the dinner table. While stirring soup or kneading dough, I looked longingly at the phone, waiting for those tiny hearts. They have not returned, nor the hugging bear. Back instead are the old tugging fears of rejection and loneliness. I love you, I say. Ditto says the return message. I miss you, I try again. Ditto, it says again. Perhaps an automatic response. Are you a robot? Is there an OTP? A capture, perhaps? Had the heart turned steel? Or was it just plain metal? So this fish from a different kettle was trying my metal. I had fallen in love with someone I had never met. My fingers touched eardrops. My phone screen is wet. All thanks to my vanished lover on the internet. Thank you.
That was such a wonderful poem. It was a wonderful start. It's, congratulations for writing such a nice poem. So, here
Thank you.
are a few lines. Far from the maddening crowds, love leaves a trail. If you take my name, I shall come, leaving behind all my veils. Love indeed has an infinite power. What do we always wish to give it a name? Let's hear Steffi in a poem and try to comprehend the thought. Over to you, Steffi.
Oh, thanks for the lovely introduction, ma'am, once again. So, like you introduced my poem a little bit, it's called Let's Not Give It a Name. So, why I believe that any relationship involving love should not be given a name, because it reduces, I believe, it reduces the sanctity of the relationship. Because love is an emotion that has to be felt. So, it should not be given any name. So, without any further elaboration, I'll go ahead with it. It's titled Let's Not Give It a Name. Let's not give it a name, for I have witnessed the noor of your charming eyes. Let our love be pure and platonic, for touch shall ruin it into a relationship. Let's not give it a name. Let only the soul touching emotions pervade, for words are not love, nor is the audible voice. It is the silence that listens and whispers. Let's not give it a name. LOVE, the magical four letter word, has different connotations for varied beings. For some, unquenchable, unstoppable it flows, drops of divine grace, through centuries it goes. For others, the smile blooming in the eyes so clear, when hidden tales of light on lashes appear. For me, it is what oozes out poetry from within, that touches the innate recesses of my being. It's the little simper, the twinkle behind my eyes, Trembling lips have so many stories to confess. A tale untold, in stillness they impress. Let's not give it a name. Embrace the silence, let the saga unfold. A fragrance of love through ages untold. But let's not give it a name. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Steffi. I love the way you render your poems. Excellent,
Thank you
excellent. And your
so much.
smile, that's very, what name do we give her smile?
Oh God.
Girls. A word for her smile.
Oh
Ma'am,
God.
I know a sentence, a curve
Huh.
that sets a lot of things straight.
Oh,
Good one, good one. So
thanks.
let's move on. और
Thanks for the
अंग्रेजी
lovely
से
compliment, ma'am.
तो अब बढ़ते हैं हिंदी की तरफ। नादानिस्ता ही सही, चढ़ रहा था इश्क का बुखार, बढ़ रहा था प्यार कुछ आहिस्ता आहिस्ता। सोचा तो घबरा ही गए हम भी ए दोस्त, कैसे सुनाते रवायतों की दुनिया को ये दास्तां। कई रिश्ते बेनाम होते हैं और उनका बेनाम होना ही अच्छा है। क्या आप इस विषय पे लिखी हुई कोई कविता सुनाना चाहेंगी माला?
जरूर मैम, जरूर। थैंक यू सो मच। मेरी कविता का शीर्षक है बेनाम रिश्ते। सुना है वो आजकल उदास रहता है, सुना है वो आजकल उदास रहता है, शायद मेरी कमी खली होगी, कुछ तो अंदर टूटा बिखरा होगा, बात जब मेरी चली होगी। तुम समझोगे, तुम समझोगे जब कोई नहीं समझेगा। वो कहता था, हाँ उसने बताया था, वो भीड़ में भी तन्हा रहता था। तुम समझोगे जब कोई नहीं समझेगा। वो कहता था, हाँ उसने बताया था, वो भीड़ में भी तन्हा रहता था। दिन भर की उलझनों के बीच उसका कोई एक सिरा, जो कभी मुझसे आ मिला। दिन भर की उलझनों के बीच उसका कोई एक सिरा, जो कभी मुझसे आ मिला। उसके चेहरे की रंगत यूं बदलती, जैसे हासिल हो किसी स्वाब का सिला। बेनाम से रिश्ते में भी बेशुमार गुर्बत थी, बेनाम से रिश्ते में भी बेशुमार गुर्बत थी। मुझे उसकी ना सही, शायद उसे मेरी जरूरत थी। पर वो कहते हैं ना कि वक्त का पहिया कौन जाने किधर घूम जाए। बस कुछ ऐसी ही गुजरी हम पर भी, इससे ज्यादा क्या बताएं। बेनाम रिश्तों को किसी जमीन में जड़ नहीं मिलती, दौर कोई भी आए। बेनाम रिश्तों को किसी जमीन में जड़ नहीं मिलती, दौर कोई भी आए। या कह लें कि अपने अपने सांचों से हम किसी सूरत ना निकल पाए। या कह लें कि अपने अपने सांचों से हम किसी सूरत ना निकल पाए। वो जुदा नहीं, पास भी नहीं, वो जुदा नहीं, पास भी नहीं, दूर दिल के किसी कोने में छुपा सा रहता है। वो जुदा नहीं, पास भी नहीं, दूर दिल के किसी कोने में छुपा सा रहता है। जिंदगी के तवील सफर में, जिंदगी के तवील सफर में मैं अजीम हूं, ऐसा वो अक्सर कहता है। बेनाम रिश्तों से जुड़ी उम्मीद क्या छोड़ देनी चाहिए? बेनाम रिश्तों से जुड़ी उम्मीद क्या छोड़ देनी चाहिए? हदें जो गैरत को बांध कर रखती हैं, क्या तोड़ देनी चाहिए? नहीं, उसने भी समझाया था, उसने भी समझाया था कि दरिया कभी उल्टे रुख बह नहीं सकता, दरिया कभी उल्टे रुख बह नहीं सकता। वो रह लेगा, वो सह लेगा, पर जुबान से कभी कह नहीं सकता, कभी कह नहीं सकता। धन्यवाद।
बहुत
बहुत
बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया माला, बहुत बढ़िया। पर तुमने कहा कि बेनाम रिश्तों की जड़ें नहीं होती। मुझे लगता है कि जड़ें होती हैं, बस वो दिखाई नहीं देती औरों को। जड़ें वो दो जन के बीच ही होती हैं, और ये जड़ें
जी
ही हैं जो विचारों को बांध के रखती हैं। शायद
जी
बरगद के
बिल्कुल मैम।
पेड़ की तरह वो लटकती रहती है और उनको जमीन नहीं मिलती शायद। So that was a wonderful poem and a few lines by me. Let the reverberations of love be heard as far as the horizon spans. After all, short is the interlude of life's caravans. Let's imagine that Sudipta is a little birdie. Birdie, tweet, 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 tweet. What will that birdie say, Sudipta?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the introduction. It is purely lovely and romantic poem. Okay. The poem is Just You and Me. Sometimes it is between only you and me that I have never told you. I wish I could hum the rhythm of my heartbeats. I wish I were a hummingbird. I wish I could fly in reverse order so that I could reflect on our past moments. In the wake of the frightening nights, I am reminded of your bright smiles. Everywhere I am captured by the murky shadow. You are the one whose sunny smiles infused life into the moggy depths of my heart. Now, like a vagabond, I cannot set myself into life. A traveler I am in the lone nights. I try to count the stars. Nobody is here. With open eyes I feel nightmares. Again and again I try to capture the smile in my life, but you are nowhere. I crave to rise from the dead remembrance like an immortal body. It's over.
Very nice, Sudipta. It was a wonderful poem. I'm hearing you for the first time, in fact. And you write well. Keep writing. Let the bird in you keep flying.
Thank you.
So, moving on, a few lines. Stars shined in the sky, reflections in the river danced. The moon swayed on the swing of love, and I looked at it and danced. Friends, for me, love is an emotion that makes me feel happy. What does love mean to you, dear Shweta?
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So, as ma'am told, the title of my poem is What is Love? So, in this poem, I've tried to define love in my own sweet way. It is basically what I perceive. So, the poem goes like Times immemorial, people have tried to define the meaning of love. Times immemorial, people have tried to define the meaning of love. Some picturized it as red rose, while some gave it the symbol of white dove. While some gave it the symbol of white dove, but the essence of this word is not so apparent. Actually, he also wants to listen, so he's sitting here. So, but
So
the
cute.
essence of this word is not so apparent. It is an emotion and a feeling that can never be errant. A selflessness engulfs when you drown yourself in its fluidity. A selflessness engulfs when you drown yourself in its fluidity. One never seeks for it to happen. It's a matter of serendipity. It is a passion where the souls seek to intertwine. It is a passion where the souls seek to intertwine. It is a blessing so pious, untainted, and divine. Love cannot be just defined as an intense emotion. Love cannot be just defined as an intense emotion. It is a commitment that sprouts from deep affection. The significance, the embodiment of love might change with time. The significance, the embodiment of love, might change with time. The beauty that it renders to the soul in any guise is sublime. One needs to perceive the mysticism which might be hidden in any form. One needs to perceive the mysticism which might be hidden in any form. Love is akin Mira. For me, love is akin Mira, who gave up everything in her quest for Sham, who gave up everything in her quest for Sham. Thank you.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And I've heard you so many times. And friends, when women wear something and it is not noticed, it looks very strange. So people are noticing and commenting about our attires. So thank you, Purna and Prasanna.
अब मैं नीलम जी को बुलाना चाहूंगी। पहले मैं उनके लिए एक शेर कहना चाहूंगी। निगाहों से रूह तक समाया, कभी चेतना को भरमाया। निगाहों से रूह तक समाया, कभी चेतना को भरमाया। अंधेरे पलों में रोशनी बन छाया। तेरा ये इश्क ही है मेरे जीवन का सरमाया। अब इसी इश्क मोहब्बत पर नीलम जी अपनी खूबसूरत रचना प्रस्तुत करेंगी। स्वागत है नीलम जी।
बहुत शुक्रिया माला। तो मेरी कविता का भी शीर्षक है मेरी मोहब्बत। मोहब्बत करना आदमी की फितरत में शामिल होता है। मोहब्बत करना आदमी की फितरत में शामिल होता है, वैसे ही जैसे शामिल होता है किसी से नफरत करना। किसी से नफरत होगी या मोहब्बत, कुछ तो बुनियादी होता है जिसका असास होता है इन हकीकत पर कि आप कहाँ पैदा हुए, किस परिवार में पैदा हुए, किस युग में पैदा हुए, कैसी परवरिश हुई। और कुछ आदमी सीखता जाता है और कुछ आदमी सीखता जाता है। मेरी फितरत मोहब्बत के वास्ते कुछ ऐसी लोचदार थी। मेरी फितरत मोहब्बत के वास्ते कुछ ऐसी लोचदार थी कि वक्त ने कितना भी मारा वो नहीं मरी। जैसे अर्थवर्म को कितना भी मारा जाए वो दो हिस्सों में बट फिर चल पड़ता है, मैं भी मोहब्बत से रिश्ता बुनती रही। हाँ, मेरी मोहब्बत करने की आजमाइश दोहरी होती रही। अभी फिर फरवरी का मौसम आया है, किसी अब्र की तरह वो बरस कर चला जाएगा। पर मेरी मोहब्बत को कहाँ किसी फरवरी का इंतजार होता है। वो तो दिसंबर की बेबस करने वाली ठंडी में भी नहीं कांपता, बल्कि हीटर का काम करता है। कभी ना कभी मेरा जिस्म मिट्टी में समा जाएगा। कभी ना कभी मेरा जिस्म मिट्टी में समा जाएगा, पर मेरी मोहब्बत फिर जन्म लेगी मेरे साथ और फिर लिपट जाएगी तुमसे, तुम्हारे होठों की मुस्कान बनकर। फिर लिपट जाएगी तुमसे, तुम्हारे होठों की मुस्कान बनकर। तो ये थी मेरी कविता, मेरी मोहब्बत।
बहुत खूब मैम।
बहुत ही खूबसूरत रचना नीलम जी, जो आपने सच्चे प्रेम पर, मोहब्बत पर प्रस्तुत की। बहुत ही खूबसूरत।
बहुत शुक्रिया, बहुत शुक्रिया। And so, ladies, we move on to round two. And let me tell the viewers who have joined in later that this is a bilingual poetry meet. And in round one, we rendered poems on love. And in round two, we'll be rendering poems on spring season or Vasant Ritu. Yellow were the flowers that bloomed in the season of the lonesome spring. Yellow were the flowers that bloomed in the season of the lonesome spring. Therapeutic to my heart was the environment. I restarted my life with a new zing. Well, that's what spring often does to me. How do you view the season of spring, Sudipta?
Yes, ma'am. My poem is Spring, a reawakening. Shall I start?
Yes, please. We are all waiting.
With withered branches, winter stands as a corpse. Winter, the season of dryness, slowly lapses from our hand. Then spring comes as a harbinger of wishes. While spring saves, winter departs with a sigh. Oh, hear the murmurs in trees. Cuckoo sings the song with glee. Winter, with its dry hues disappears, and appears spring with a natural fervor. As a season of intense damage, winter vanishes with its lost essence. Oh, with freshly ripened fruits, spring embarks on like a melodious flute. With scintillating west wind from the distant horizon, we embrace the spring season. The chilly wind comes with a message to regain the formless earth with the elixir of freshness. It is a short poem. It's over.
Very nice. Poems can be short or large, but unless they carry some meaning with it, it's not a beautiful poem. Your poem was very beautiful. Thank you, Sudipta. And people are praising your poem. So,
Thank you.
I,
Thank you,
uh, I,
everyone.
sup- I suppose that was a wonderful one. So, moving on, a few lines. Spring often calls and teaches us to wait for someone without expectations. The summer shall also pass away, and you shall be happy without reasons. Has spring ever summoned you, Shweta? If yes, what did it say?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you for the wonderful intro of my poem. So, the title of my poem is The Call of Spring. So, the poem goes like: The wind silently whispered in my ear. The wind silently whispered in my ear. My lips were adorned with a pleasant smile, with sweet melodies humming in the air. With sweet melodies humming in the air, I had to walk still more than a mile. The trees gently swayed their branches in chivalry. The trees gently swayed their branches in chivalry in salutation to the inception of spring. The trumpets bloomed on the morning glory. The trumpets bloomed on the morning glory. The wilderness demonstrated a remarkable zinc. Assiduous preparations welcomed the king. Assiduous preparations welcomed the king after the prelude of fall. The raven is all geared up to sing. The raven is all geared up to sing and attract its love with a mating call. A lush green carpet has been spread. A lush green carpet has been spread, sluiced and sparkled with morning dew. The juvenile leaves revealed a hue of red. The juvenile leaves revealed a hue of red. The entire vista has emerged as new. The splendor of nature is at its peak. The splendor of nature is at its peak. But to enjoy this bounty, right now, I'm not free. I am reminded by the dazzling water of the creek. I am reminded by the dazzling water of the creek somewhere near the horizon. He's still waiting for me, Somewhere near the horizon, he's still waiting for me. Thank you.
Wonderful. You were rendering a poem like a raven. You named
Thank you.
the bird in the poem. So you were rendering also like that.
Thank you so
Wonderful.
much.
So I switch over to Hindi. खुशियां छाए सूरज के किरणों सी, जिंदगी में बसंत आता रहे बार बार, मेरे दिल से अनाहत कर रही है आपके दिल के लिए बस यही पुकार. So, dear Mala, we are waiting to listen to your poem, which I'm sure would be a wonderful piece.
थैंक यू मैम. बसंत ऋतु पर जो मैंने कविता लिखी है उसका शीर्षक है मौसमे गुल. नजर आता बदलाव पूरी की पूरी प्रकृति पर. नजर आता बदलाव पूरी की पूरी प्रकृति पर. उत्तरायण में सूर्य जब बिखेरे सुनहरी किरणें धरती पर. नजर आता बदलाव पूरी की पूरी प्रकृति पर. उत्तरायण में सूर्य जब बिखेरे सुनहरी किरणें धरती पर. उग आती नई पत्तियां. उगाती नई पत्तियां ठूंठ वृक्षों पर. बिखर जाती रंग बिरंगे फूलों की महक कोने कोने पर. उग आती नई पत्तियां ठूंठ वृक्षों पर. बिखर जाती रंग बिरंगे फूलों की महक कोने कोने पर. छा जाती मस्ती. छा जाती मस्ती खेतों में दूर दूर तक दिखते सरसों के पीले फूलों पर. छा जाती मस्ती खेतों में दूर दूर तक दिखते सरसों के पीले फूलों पर. दूर करता तनाव शांत रखता दिमाग बढ़ाता आत्मविश्वास. कितनी ही सौगातें लाता अपने संग फिजा में छाया यह पीला रंग. कितनी ही सौगातें लाता अपने संग फिजा में छाया यह पीला रंग. है ये मौसमे गुल प्रेम और उन्माद का. है ये मौसमे गुल प्रेम और उन्माद का. प्रकृति के श्रृंगार का राग रंग और खुमार का. है ये मौसमे गुल प्रेम और उन्माद का. प्रकृति के श्रृंगार का राग रंग और खुमार का. प्रकृति ने इस पुष्प मास में अपनी सुंदरता को जताया है. प्रकृति ने इस पुष्प मास में अपनी सुंदरता को जताया है. साहित्य प्रेमियों कवियों ने ऋतुराज को अपनी कलम से सजाया है. साहित्य प्रेमियों कवियों ने ऋतुराज को अपनी कलम से सजाया है. मुरली मनोहर ने तो ऋतुओं में खुद को बसंत बताया है. मुरली मनोहर ने तो ऋतुओं में खुद को बसंत बताया है. इस ऋतु की पंचमी को युगों युगों से हम खास मानते हैं. इस ऋतु की पंचमी को युगों युगों से हम खास मानते हैं. विद्या बुद्धि कला की देवी माँ शारदा का जन्मोत्सव मनाते हैं. विद्या बुद्धि कला की देवी माँ शारदा का जन्मोत्सव मनाते हैं. आराधना कर उनका आशीर्वाद सब पाते हैं. आराधना कर उनका आशीर्वाद सब पाते हैं. धन्यवाद.
बहुत खूब, बहुत
बहुत
सुंदर.
बढ़िया माला, बहुत बढ़िया. यहाँ
हाँ.
आज हमारे जो मंच है उस पे भी ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे वसंत ऋतु आ गई है. सभी खूबसूरत फूल अपनी अपनी कविताएं सुना रहे हैं. अपनी कलम चल रही है. All are writing beautiful stories in yellow for the season spring, welcoming the season spring, talking about the various aspects of the season spring. So, moving on, spring season need not go away every year. For some, they are always there to stay. With hope and love in the arms, year after year, they dance and sway. What would you like to say about the above lines in a poem, please, Roopali ji?
Thank you, Neelam. I'll give a little bit of an explanation before I read. It's a short poem. I have taken spring inside our heart, so it's not outside. I wrote this poem when I watched my father slowly grow old. And he was a very romantic man. And I think the saddest thing is when children watch their parents grow old. And I'm also growing old, and so I understand it even better. But I wrote this in 1995. That's long ago. And my father was a very romantic man, and I watched him, very handsome man, slowly, you know, changing. His physique was changing so much. So I wrote this. It's called A Forever Spring. So we never grow old inside, our bodies grow old, but our hearts never do. So it is a forever spring, and this is written by a woman to her, an elderly woman to her lover. My Parkinson touched hands tremble now as they did then, so long ago, with the magic of touching you. The twilight in my cataract misted eyes, suffused with color, filled memories aglow with purple passion. Then too, beloved, my lungs had failed me. Then too, I had believed I would die. Rebellious as always, my defiant soul wouldn't grow old. I am, my love, still bright eyed. My dark tresses, ignoring the irrevocable shades of grey, fall softly over my mind. My aging ventricles strenuously pump red hot blood till myocardial spasms will still forever the flutter of my love crazed heart. So the heart never grows old. The heart always stays young.
So true. And you are our forever spring, smiling and making us smile too, which is a rare quality. So kudos to you. And moving on, when it's harsh winter, people pine for a single ray of sunshine, whether it's the season or life. And when spring shows its face and smiles, the entire world smiles. It's as if a magic is being played, and lo, one by one, all flowers bloom, acting like a balm to the soul. Isn't it, Steffi? Would you like to render some poem on this thought?
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. So, like Neela ma'am said, my poem, it's about spring, but it's about spring in Chandigarh. So, I'll be describing in the poem various places of Chandigarh and how they look during the spring season. And it's titled Hark, It's Spring. So, this is how it goes. It remains a many splendored season, in the city beautiful. The mellow sun, orange and plump, shines wading through the baby blue skies. Amaltas, Lagostromias, Cassias, Jacarandas, Kusum, Gulmohar all drape the region in myriad hues. Their profuse flowering litters the ground beneath, painting the sea with Van Gogh like bold strokes into a post impressionist painting, singing the song of spring, while the city avenues undergo a Cinderella like transformation. Mango blossoms weigh down the mighty trees in Pinjore Gardens, and the last of the waterfowl wing back home after flapping in the Sukhna Lake. Zakir Rose Garden blossoms with testimonies of love and glorious friendship. Leisure Valley, a perfect place to take a break from the hustle bustle of daily life, has an Arcadian beauty. Such is the sight in the months of March April, for the cold winter days have paved way for the balmy spring. Thank you.
Wonderful. I visited Chandigarh very long ago. I suppose that was in 1995. And, your poem asks me and invites me.
Thank you, ma'am.
So when I come to Chandigarh, I'll ask you to take me to all those beautiful places.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be thrilled to the bits if you come to Chandigarh and visit me.
Sure, I would. I would. Mala, you are muted.
हम बसंत ऋतु की बात कर रहे हैं. तो जो ऋतुराज बसंत है उसका प्रभाव जो है वो पूरी प्रकृति पर पड़ता है। लेकिन एक कवि मन जो है उस पर बसंत ऋतु क्या प्रभाव डालती है, कैसे एक कवि मन हमेशा के लिए सकारात्मक हो जाता है, इस ऋतु के बारे में सोचने पर ही ये अपनी खूबसूरत कविता से प्रस्तुत करेंगी नीलम सक्सेना जी। स्वागत है नीलम जी।
थैंक यू माला। और मेरी कविता का शीर्षक है बसंत और मैं। अब भूलने की आदत सी हो गई है। अब भूलने की आदत सी हो गई है। भूल जाती हूं मैं कि बसंत का मौसम फरवरी के साथ जुड़ता है या मार्च के साथ। अगर सोचो तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है कि बसंत अंग्रेजी कैलेंडर में किसके साथ जुड़े। अगर सोचो तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है कि बसंत अंग्रेजी कैलेंडर में किसके साथ जुड़े। बंधन तो मन का होता है ना। और कोई समझे या न समझे, तुम तो जरूर समझते होगे कि इस मौसम में मैं खुद ही बसंती हो जाती हूँ। महकने लगती हूँ, झूमने लगती हूँ, खिलाने लगती हूँ, है ना। वैसे अगर तुम ना समझो तो भी कोई बात नहीं, क्योंकि मेरा ये महकना, झूमना और खिलाना तो साल दर साल चला आ रहा है। तुमको भला कैसे फर्क नजर आएगा। तो क्या मेरे जिगर के किसी कोने में बसंत आकर हरदम के लिए बस गया है। तो क्या मेरे जिगर के किसी कोने में बसंत आकर हरदम के लिए बस गया है। मैंने तो उसे नहीं बुलाया था, ना कोई इशारे, ना कोई कविता उसके आमद के लिए। पर अगर वो खुद आ ही गया है तो मैं क्यों ना इटलाऊं। सुनो, अब तुम न कहना कि हम अब युवा नहीं रहे। मन को युवा रखना ये ज्यादा जरूरी है तन को युवा रखने से। मन को युवा रखना ये ज्यादा जरूरी है तन को युवा रखने से। तो ये थी मेरी कविता
बहुत
बसंत
सुंदर।
और मैं।
बहुत ही सुंदर कविता मैम। यही स्पिरिट होनी
बहुत
चाहिए तो मैम ने आखिरी
Indeed.
लाइंस में बताई है कि मन को युवा रखना है हमेशा। बसंत हमेशा ही होना चाहिए, मन में हमेशा बसंत ही होना चाहिए।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू। So, with this, we come to an end of Neelam Special Show 3. I hope that all our viewers today liked our poems. So, we shall keep meeting you again with different poets in this Neelam Special Show episode 4. And before bidding adieu, I would like to thank all the poets today. Your poems made the day so wonderful that I'm going to have a good night's sleep. I hope you all also will. Will you?
Yes,
Sure,
Yes,
ma'am.
thank you, Neelam.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am.
yes.
So, three
Definitely.
cheers to Basan, three cheers to love, and goodbye to all. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Good night.